this is a really funny one. So, hey, do we know why Mike Pence isn't running as VP anymore?
Because people try to assassinate him.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. I almost forgot about that. Right. So Donald Trump recently went onto the I think it's Mike Levin show. We actually were watching this in our Las Vegas hotel room. We just weren't around long enough to listen to the full clip. But this is one of the clips that got clipped from that. So this is Donald Trump talking about how Mike Pence was treated horribly by Kamala Harris on the debate stage.
But I agreed to all these things that I normally wouldn't agree to. Now they have Kamala, who they say has many deficiencies, but she's a nasty person. The way she treated Mike Pence was horrible. The way she treats people is horrible. But the way she treated Justice Kavanaugh during that hearing, in the history of Congress, nobody's been treated that way.
Since when does he have feelings for Mike Pence?
Right. Sorry. I mean, I see. The thing is, the follow-up question to this: if you're a good commentator and you're a good interviewer, is hey, why isn't Mike Pence running anymore?
Why isn't he endorsing you? No, why?
We haven't even heard this guy say whether or not you should vote for Donald Trump. That's just scary.
He was already asked. He was asked if he was going to endorse Donald Trump. He said, "I will not be endorsing Donald Trump." I mean, he's not going to come out and speak about it, right? Because it's his party. But him in good consciousness is just not going to put out that much enthusiasm or support. And you also see a bunch of other Republicans endorsing Kamala Harris. There was a letter just signed with 200 plus House Republicans endorsing Kamala. You also see a bunch of other Republicans coming out against Donald Trump, maybe not in support of Kamala, but are just like, hey, the Republican Party is doomed. And, a lot of them called it back in the early 2016, saying that if Trump gets elected, it would be the death of the Republican Party because, you know what? They did it to themselves. They want to garner that support from the evangelicals and the religious fanatics, as well as Nazis, racists, and everything else in between that. And so, therefore, now they've made their bed. They're going to have to lie in it and not win another election for about 12 years.
Hopefully, if we're lucky.
Yeah.
If we're lucky. If we continue to, be the party of the working class, I think that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, he says Mike Pence was treated horribly. He was actively supporting Mike Pence being hung on January 6th. There was a group of protesters that went people forget about this. That's the crazy thing. Not too long ago, there was a group of protesters that committed an insurrection on our nation's capital, chanting "Hang Mike Pence."
Yeah.
Donald Trump retweeted some of those chants.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like he was at least somewhat in favor of causing physical harm to Mike Pence.
Yeah.
So Kamala Harris said a couple mean things to him. Does that mean that's worse? I don't know how he's able to calculate. I mean, somewhere in the Trump math. It doesn't seem right to me, but
he's just so deep in the lies, man. I think at this point, it's like, what is reality? He doesn't even know what happened back then. I don't think he even remembers.
Right, and it's deny, take no fault for anything, take no responsibility for anything you did wrong. However, take all responsibility for everything that you did right. And it's a strategy that worked for a while in 2016, which after some time, people are going to start to catch on.